Hey guys, it's PhilosopherKing here to bring to you another Advanced OU battle. And my opponent for this narration is called Christ7x. Groovy. Here we go. So, T-Tar versus Aerodactyl. That's clearly not a matchup in my favor, so I'm going to be forced to switch here. Probably going to go to Melodic. Man, I've just been seeing a lot of Aerodactyl lately. Don't know about you guys, but it's just all over the place. Probably corresponds to the recent trend in offensive teams. But we get a couple switches here. We get Melodic on Celebi. That's not good. Or excuse me, Melodic on Swampert, and that's not good for him. We both switch here. We get Celebi on Celebi, and yep, we both Calm Mind up. That's fun. I can't really do anything against the Celebi. What I'm trying to do is get a sense for the set, but we're both Calm Minding up here, so that doesn't really tell me much. And he probably feels the same way, so we both switch. Darn advertisements. I gotta figure out how to get rid of them. And anyway, so we get Gyarados on Aerodactyl. I get an Intimidate off, which is going to make the transition to Melodic a little bit nicer, but a Miss is much better than, I guess, -1 Rock Slide, probably Choice Banded. Go for Ice Beam. My opponent gets an unfortunate Freeze Hacks. Yeah, we'll see if that matters or not. Certainly annoying from his end, I'm sure, but I don't believe the Snorlax really makes a difference near the end of this game, if my memory is correct. If not, you could probably let me know in the comments, because, you know, we're a free country in America, Western world, wherever you're from. I don't know. Are people on PO in unfree countries? Not sure. That's an interesting question. But anyway, back to the battle. I go for Earthquake. And I land it on the Swampert, which tells my opponent it's probably Choice Banded because it does a ton, 39%, and I'm happy with that. Just weaken the Swampert, and we both switch out, and we get Celebi on Celebi once again. So this famous matchup, we got two onions facing each other. Please don't cry as much as you want to. I just go for Psychic. I just want to see what the Celebi has so I can figure out what I want to do to get rid of it. I have a Dougie, but if it has a grass move, it's going to be hard to take it down. I decided just to bring my Gyarados in once again. It's got +2. The Celebi's got +2, so it's going to take a chunk from Psychic. HP Flying doesn't tell me much. It does 51%. It may not be as bulky as other Celebi, because it would usually only do like maybe 40-45%, so maybe there's some investment in special attack. So it might be EV'd for something specific, or the Celebi might be EV for something specific I am unaware of. Also, the Celebi is faster, so that's might be an indication of what its EVs are. So yeah, normally I would stay in here against the Celebi, but it doesn't really work out. So I get out of there, and he takes the opportunity to recover. So we have Calm Mind, Psychic, Recover, and I'm wondering what the fourth move is. Leech Seed, or a Grass type move like Giga Drain, or HP Grass. Perhaps Baton Pass. Although the Celebi is too bulky for Baton Pass set, in my opinion, so it's probably not that. Maybe it's a Heal Bell Cleric Celebi. That's a possibility. In either case, I get a Melodic staring down a Celebi after he switches from the T-Tar. And goes for Psychic. I go for Ice Beam. It's at 48%. He could recover here, but if he recovers, and I send my Dougie in, plus leftovers, he'll be at full health, and the bulk on the Celebi lets me know it probably won't die from one-hit KO with HP Bug, so I just decided to bring my T-Tar in. Although if it has a Grass-type move, I might be in danger, but without any boosts, he's probably not confident enough to stay in, so he's not going to reveal it, so good for him. I go for HP Bug nonetheless. Does 26% to the Swampert, which I'm wearing it down. That's my goal right now. Just to wear down the Swampert. Go for Earthquake, or excuse me, the Swampert goes for Earthquake on the Melodic switch-in. And I just recover here knowing he has an Aerodactyl. And because the Melodic's going to be important to take that down. Don't want it to die on a Rock Slide switch-in from the Aerodactyl. And the Aerodactyl being faster would KO the Melodic next turn, so I got to recover there. In the process, he brings in his Celebi. It's almost at full health. I go for Ice Beam. He's not staying in. He goes for Calm Mind. Or, excuse me, he doesn't not go for Calm Mind like last time. He uses Calm Mind. Freeze Claws activates, so I would have gotten a freeze there, but Snorlax is frozen, so thank goodness for the freeze clause. That would have been bogus. Psychic is 25% at +2, and at this point I really see no way to get around this Celebi. My opponent is playing pretty well. He's not leaving himself in a vulnerable state, so I can take out the Celebi by via predicting switch. So we just decided to play the Calm Mind game. It's a fun game. You just click Calm Mind and you get the +6, and you just flip a coin and see who gets the crit. Although with a Dougie, I do believe I have a bit of advantage if the coin flip doesn't go my way. So yeah. Although, if he knocks me out via crit, and he's at a HP level where he wouldn't die from HP Bug, I would be in serious trouble. Because then my Dougie wouldn't be able to kill the Celebi, so it would die. So my goal here is to get it within Dougie kill range with Psychic, if I don't get the coin flip crit. Another option would be, if he, assuming he doesn't have a grass move, just bringing my T-Tar, because he hasn't shown a grass move yet. Doesn't mean he doesn't have it, but it's a possibility, another possibility if Dougie can't kill the Celebi and I need to switch to a poke that can. So I have a couple options if the coin flip doesn't go my way. I don't know if my opponent does. I think he's banking a lot more on this. The Celebi is faster than mine, so I do believe the chance of a critical hit increases as the Pokemon's speed increases. It's a proportional formula there. But I feel like with the pokes I have to fall back on, I'm a little bit more favored than my opponent. So yeah, we're going for Psychic. He's using, I believe he used a few more Psychics than I have, so if none of us gets a crit, then, or he would probably run out of Psychic PP before I would, and then if he doesn't have a grass move, he probably would switch, or stay in and die, honestly. Then he'd be screwed. I'd be a +6. Although he does have a, let's see, could he answer it? Let's see. No, he has a Tyranitar, so even if he did run out of PP from the duel going on, I would not be forced to switch anyway. But I do win the coin flip. I do get a Psychic crit. So I'm glad that's over. That's not really fun to watch. He answers with Aerodactyl. good answer. I mean, he could have answered with T-Tar, and that would have been a good answer as well. I could stay in here and maybe survive HP Fly, but I don't want to risk it. I like my Celebi. I think it's important. So I just go to Melodic. I do the conservative switch in. And HP Fly does 39%. I could just KO the Aerodactyl here, but I decided to play it safe and go for Recover in case he switches in which case I'd poke that's good against Melodic, in which case I'd be forced to switch out. And then on the next encounter with Aerodactyl, I'd be forced to switch into something heavy and then probably die from the succeeding attack. So yeah, I'm just playing it safe. I bring my Celebi, take the Magneton. I go for Leech Seed. He goes for either HP Fire or HP Ice, I don't know which, but I am pretty sure I'm faster, and with Leech Seed, he's not going to win this battle, so he knows that. He goes to T-Tar, and I can't do anything against the T-Tar because I got Psychic and Leech Seed. I go to my Melodic, he predicts correctly and double switches to Magneton, so he's probably predicting I go back to Celebi, so he's probably going to go for that hidden power, Fire or Ice. I haven't determined which. I decided the safest thing to do is bring in my own Magneton. He goes for Thunderbolt. Just 40%. Surprised he didn't predict going for HP whatever, but I feel like the Magneton is useless at this point, and so I decided to try to fodder it off and figure out what the hidden power is. Wow, I guess we were tied in speed. He was faster the first turn, and then I was faster the second turn, so I managed to take out the Magneton with the other Magneton, so that's fun. So I guess, yeah, I love when things go better than planned. So it's a 6-4 game, and we get this Swampert in. It's about to use Earthquake. I figured he's probably going to do that, go to Celebi, which is probably the best Swampert answer in the game. Gengar's another good answer, but I don't have that on my team, so there. Go for Leech Seed, it misses, and he hits me with Ice Beam, and to top it all off, he freezes me, which sucks. I won't live another Ice Beam, so I'm going to be forced to switch here. I'm not going to risk trying to thaw out. I go to my Melodic, and he goes to his Snorlax, which is frozen. Now, the Snorlax is getting leftovers recovery, so it's not choice banded. And since it's frozen, I take this opportunity to bring in my T-Tar. So, I don't know how much damage the Snorlax would do, and that depends on the moveset, which I haven't seen yet. So, I don't know how much of a factor the Snorlax will be. If it's a Curse-Lax, I could just bring in my Tyranitar, which is choice banded, and just wreak havoc. If it has Earthquake, then I could bring in my Celebi and just Leech Seed it. I mean, in all honesty, I have an answer for it. Just either way. So I don't know how much of a factor it's going to be. Get my Celebi in on the Snorlax, anticipating it coming in. So now I can get a Recover off, which is good. And of course this gives him an opportunity to unthaw, which I'm happy to oblige, since it's kind of unfortunate he's in that frozen state. Anywho, now that I'm recovered, I go for Leech Seed. I thought he would switch, and I figured I'd just Leech Seed a poke in the process, but he stays in. And now I gotta decide what I want to do here. Do I want to Calm Mind up, or do I want to bring in T-Tar? I decide to bring in T-Tar, but he decides to bring in T-Tar. So we got T-Tar versus T-Tar. Tar. Sorry about that. I don't know if this T-Tar is faster than me, so I switch. He has the same idea, I suspect, and he switches. We get Melodic on Swampert. He's probably going to be prompted to go to Snorlax once again. I just go for Surf. I figure I might as well whittle it down. Does 21%. I got a bit of special attack investment on Melodic, just so it's guaranteed to take down Salamences with the standard EVs. Except for Wishments, but that's a special case. It's not as seen as often, so I don't have an EV for that. Anywho, we get T-Tar on Snorlax once again. I bring it in for free because it's frozen. Now I gotta decide what I want to do. I go for Earthquake. Anticipating the Swampert answer. It does 38%. I am faster than the Swampert, guaranteed. Goes for Protect. I'm still gonna kill it if it stays in here. He could go to, let's see, I forget what his other, Aerodactyl, anticipating the Earthquake, but he decides not to. I actually thought he was going to Aerodactyl, which is why I went to Melodic. But he goes to the Snorlax, which is a curious switch, and I wonder why. That would have done a ton to the Snorlax. It may have not have killed it, but it would have died next turn. But it is what it is. I bring my T-Tar in once again. The Snorlax has been frozen, trying to unthaw for 4 turns. That really sucks. It should have unthawed by now. I mean, any more and it's just terrible. But once again, I don't see this Lax as being a serious threat. I don't know what it could possibly do. It could blow up, I suppose, but I mean, there isn't one poke that is a threat. All my pokes are a threat because this is an offensive team. So I don't know what he could, even if he blew up, what he could possibly do. I go for Brick Break, figuring it would do damage, neutral damage against anything he sends out. Aerodactyl, Tyranitar, his Swampert that's out now, and of course the Snorlax, which would probably die. So yeah, I wonder what he wants to do here. If I were him, I would fire off the Swampert and then bring in the Aerodactyl to answer, and then on a predicted switch to Melodic, go for Rock Slide, and then just spam Rock Slide. 'Cause really, I don't see him having a way out here. Trying to think of a way my opponent could win. Let's see. He's got Aerodactyl, T-Tar, Swampert, which is basically dead at this point, and what's that last one? I keep forgetting. Aerodactyl, T-Tar, Swampert, Snorlax. I don't know what he could do, in all honesty, folks. Go for Brick Break, as I said I would, and the Aerodactyl is there to answer. That's not the poke that I would have brought out. I don't think it was the correct play, but this point doesn't really matter. He goes for Rock Slide. I mean, if I were him, I would just start spamming Rock Slides, try to kill the Melodic, and that would just make the T-Tar a lot safer to bring in, and then he could potentially set up. He gets a Rock Slide, he gets a flinch, so that's good for him, I suppose. I'm like, crap, if I get flinched again, I'm gonna be really pissed. That's what I was thinking at the time. But yeah, that doesn't work out. I get the Surf off and the Aerodactyl's dead. So he brings in the T-Tar, which is at full health. If I were him, I would start setting up with Dragon Dance, because I don't believe Surf will instantly KO the T-Tar, and I know he's going to set up, so I just go for Surf. And see how he's going to be obliged to attack here. He can't set up again, which is completely fine by me, because if he set up again with another Dragon Dance, my Dougie would be outsped if it's if the T-Tar's EV'd properly, and he would be able to potentially sweep my entire team. Actually, he would have a really good shot at it. Yeah, he would sweep my entire team. thank goodness for Dougie. The T-Turds out, and his best shot at winning the game just died. Shows me Swampert. He's probably gonna go for Protect, so I don't kill him with Earthquake. So I believe I switch here. I believe it's now it's just the time to set up with Celebi, just Calm Mind, and just beat the crap out of everything. So yeah, he goes for Protect like I said he would, because I am a mind reader. And now I just go for Psychic. And all he has is the Frozen Lex. So, yeah, he doesn't even want to go through the motions, and I'm pretty tired, so yeah, I'm glad he forfeited. So the final score is 5-1, with me as the victor. In any event, as far as future battles, I should be able to update a little more regularly at this point, because my schedule is freed up. I'm no longer having computer issues. Speaking of computer issues, I would recommend not getting the latest version of PO if you're intending to save battle logs for narration, because they don't necessarily save properly. Instead of being converted into poor play files like they're supposed to be when you save a battle, it gets turned into an HTML file, which is completely useless. All you get is text. And the only way I was able to solve this was to just go back to the an earlier version before the update. The newest update has great Gen 3 graphics, the original Gen 3 graphics, but it's not worth it if you can't save replays. So, just letting everyone know that. If you don't believe me, ask Callus. He experienced the same problem. He tested it out for me. So, he's not a fibber, I'm not a fibber. So, hope you enjoyed the battle. Rate, comment, subscribe, and see you next time.